Good morning, everyone. Today is March the 11th, and this is StockCast, your pre-market stock show. My name is James Mason. With me is Todd Derby. Todd, how you doing this morning?
Doing well. How are you doing?
I am doing well. So how about the Dow Jones breaking above 32,000 yesterday for the first time.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see the market have a positive bump, and we're moving in a positive direction right now. We're 3 days ago we were talking about a possible correction. So this is I mean, we still could get there, but right now seeing a little bump north, it looks really good.
Yeah, so it does bring up the question, how much higher can it go? And with the way the government pretty much pumps all this stimulus stuff and whatnot, hey, literally the sky is the limit here. They have made that clear. Overall, I am still extremely bearish on the market. It has shown so many weak tendencies over the past few weeks, and at some point it's going to break down. But again, this is why you have to wait for confirmation before really trying to take on the market short, because it can go against you and change everything in your portfolio if you don't do it correctly. So let's take a look here at the pre-market. Currently, the Dow futures are up 94 points. S&P 500 futures, 24 3/4 points. And we are looking like it's going to be a strong day, at least starting off in the market. And we'll just have to take it from there. So let's talk about ticker. Let me pull up my chart really quick. Let's talk about ticker SPPI. So we can see this pre-market push and just a little pullback right here. We do have earnings, but this thing just got FDA news this morning, and that is something that we want to focus on here. So FDA news, they got fast track designation, and let's take a look at the share structure really quick. So for the short interest, we'll start off there. Last updated shares short, 10.6 million shares short. Percent of the float being shorted, 9.6%. Days to cover. This is the great part right here. 4.6 days to cover. So these guys are going to really have to start dumping their shares. We're covering. Let's see.
So between these short covers, which always helps push a stock up, and this seems like this is anytime you get FDA approval news, that always seems to have a little more meat on the bones than some of the fluff. That this could see some excitement today.
Absolutely. So what we have here is we have a legitimate catalyst with this FDA news. We have a ton of shares that are being shorted, and their days to cover is 4.6 days, which what it means by days to cover, if you don't know out there, it's not that it's going to take that many days to actually cover. It's based off of the amount of shares that they currently have shorted compared to their average daily volume. So it's essentially they have more shares. They have 4 times more shares shorted than the current daily volume. So that's what that means right there. So this ticker SPPI today is going to turn a lot of volume, and it's going to have a lot of eyes on it. And let me just tap on the share structure really quick. I just want to touch on this one more time. So the shares outstanding, 145.9 million shares outstanding. The float, 111.2 million shares. And that is what we have going on for SPPI. So me personally, I want to wait to see it break this pre-market high right here at, we'll just say 490 for an entry, and see what we got overall. So 490 for an entry. If we break above 525, this thing is really going to show some potential. My overall target price is going to be between 610 to about 885. That's going to be my overall target price right here. Is it going to hit that? We don't know. It's the stock market. You can only give your best analysis, but that's my quick analysis right here. We'll just have to see how this plays out and take profits when you have profits and honor those stop losses.
I think the other piece of this formula we got to take a look at is its average daily volume is around 2.4 million. So we want to make sure it's breaking its average volume too before we get heavy into it.
Absolutely. So currently, pre-market, we have 1.3 million shares that have been traded so far.
Yep.
So this is, in my opinion, going to be one of the best performers for today. And then again, it could just turn into a fader. Like, I honestly don't know why it would be a fader with the setup we have currently going on. But again, you don't ever know. But if this would become a fader today and just slowly die off, keep this one on your watch list and wait for that break it high above 490. That's a critical number right there. So that is my favorite ticker that I am looking at this morning. So in the comments, good morning, everyone. Let me know in the comments what you guys are watching this morning, and let's answer some of y'all's questions. Yes, I saw that pop in AVEO. Let's take a look at that real quick. All right, here we go. AVEO had this just parabolic move at the end of yesterday, pulling back a little bit here pre-market and then trying to make its run again. Me personally, with how I trade these, I always wait for the break of that high right there in the pre-market or after hours of that following or previous day. And I mean, we are talking about once it gets to that point, it being over $23, but still, I mean, you can still make good money off of a ticker like this. So overall, if this momentum continues, what I'd just like to look for on the daily chart is kind of see where it starts getting a little resistance. So I'm just going to look back here, and my overall target price would be around 30.79. And again, I'm probably not going to enter this one since I can find cheaper stuff to enter. But for those who plan on entering this, if I was going to personally enter this, I would just keep a smaller position size based off its PPS value. There's nothing like getting into something that is $25 and you hold on to it and it becomes $8 the next morning. So it happens. So let's see what we got going on in the comments today.
Someone's asking about Tesla. They want to hear about Tesla.
Let's take a look at Tesla. The last I really looked at Tesla was when I was calling it bearish at 886, and that thing sure did pull back. So here we are. This is the daily chart with Tesla. Let's go to the 5-minute. All right, so had this pre-market gap up with Tesla, currently up about 28 points from yesterday. And as long as it can hold up, looking at this 5-minute chart, if this non-EMA, the actual EMA line, can commit to crossing above this VWAP line right here, the orange line, I would look at this for a bullish play. The thing is with Tesla, this thing can just make massive runs. So really, my target price right here would be about 740. And that's just kind of a day trade overall. But Tesla, I really don't like day trading it too much just because I can focus on other things. But nonetheless, I mean, if this is what you like to trade, it moves a lot to make, decent money or lose decent money, depending on what side of the trade you're on.
I day trade Tesla, and I know one of our other partners, Jeffrey, does also. And what I look for is the key for me is when I'm trading Tesla is I go in small because it makes such big runs. Even a small position can make a 5+ point run, 8 point, 10 point run. So, and that allows me to average down if I need to. But especially when we're in a green market. You know, Tesla's going to bounce or going to make a run up definitely for a little bit. So if it breaks it, if VWAP, like James said, we could see a 25 to 40 point run today.
Yes. So we have a question in the comments asking me, what resources do I use for my short interest data? So I use a multitude of resources. We have APIs that come into our system, but on like a personal level, I use resources anywhere from the Bloomberg terminal, which that's kind of, something that's probably the least thing I use overall. There are things that are a little bit easier to use than that. So Bloomberg terminal, scans, and Market Watch. FinViz is okay, but their data providers can tend to be off. I would choose Market Watch over FinViz personally, but again, that's just my preference. So let's see. Let's take a look at the comments really quick.
Another ticker they're asking about is SNES.
Yes, that is. So a lot of you already know that I have a long position here, and this thing it's making a pretty decent move. Now, I am heavy in it, so my P&L looks great, but my average long entry here is $1.49. Currently, pre-market is at 170. Percentage-wise, that's okay. I am looking, I'll just say it. It's a crazy price target. I'm looking for a $6 price target. This is going to be a multi-week swing, and we'll see. We'll just see what it can do over the weeks to come. But I do have a stop loss in at 150 now. That way, if it would pull back, I'll just break even. So another one that people are asking about, and I know a lot are talking about this morning, is Apop. Again, this is another one that I do have a heavy position size in. Pre-market, we do have these smaller positions taken up here for whatever reason someone did. Extremely high, around 380, and currently, we're at 331. So we'll have to see what Apop does. We're still waiting on their top line data news overall, and that's really what I'm waiting for. And I'm wanting to see this thing do something with its small float. My overall price target on this is 10.05. So that is what I got personally. And let's see, we have a lot of questions coming in. This is nice. See, ticker EYES is heavy shorted. Do you believe it will squeeze, or is it dead? So let me take a look at it. I haven't looked at it today. Honestly, with this setup, I think it's pretty much dead. We might have, some bullish little pops in here, but it's going to be a while before we try to break this back here around 26. So that is what I see here with this ticker. And let's see, AMC. So we'll quickly talk about AMC, and I'll just mention GameStop. So we all know what happened with GameStop yesterday. Creating those highs again and then just getting slammed. That's why, like a couple days ago when we spoke about GameStop, I said it's just something that I don't trade. You can't even really do tech analysis on it anymore. AMC is pretty much the same way. Overall, I'm hardcore bearish on AMC. But when I say that, I'm still not going to enter it. With this being a meme stock, I'm definitely not even going to consider shorting it. It just has the potential and the FOMO behind it, if you're shorting this thing, to rip your face off. Just not the risk worth taking, in my opinion. But, hey.
The other thing about AMC versus GameStop, I think as the country is opening up around, every state is announcing new openings. As they start to open their theaters up, AMC is going to stabilize out as a real company and not be a meme stock. If I don't remember correctly, I think they used to pay a dividend even, did they?
To be honest, I don't know.
Okay, I think that may be a possibility. So if you're looking for a long-term hold and you got a small piece of this pie, you're probably not going to be hurt. It could be something in your portfolio, but like James said, all these meme stocks, they could just drop off. Like yesterday, GameStop had like an 85-point drop, I think like in a 2-minute or 3-minute window. And I was reading on some other forums that accounts were blowing up. They were gone long and it just bottomed out. So they got crushed.
Yeah. Now, there is the rumor. I don't know how true it is. Again, it's just a rumor that Amazon has interest in this. And this rumor started like a year ago. Personally, I can't wrap my mind around why Amazon would even want this. It wouldn't even make sense for them to own AMC or even to take a vested interest into it. Everything is going digital. And the brick and mortar movie theaters, it's sad to say, but they're done for. I mean, there will be those theaters that stick around for nostalgic reasons, but overall, the brick and mortar theaters are done. And I don't know. I can't accept that rumor with Amazon. What are your opinions on that, Todd?
Well, Amazon is a smart company. I mean, because they're so profitable that they're not going to want to pay top dollar. So if they are interested, they're going to be interested when it's much below $10. So, but I could see a possibility of being some validity to the rumor. I know my family, like we've been to a couple movie theaters of recent because we've been locked up in pandemic. It was nice to get out and sit in one of their big comfy chairs. They're not serving popcorn yet at the movie theaters, which is part of the whole movie theater experience. But I don't think they're completely gone yet.
Okay. Yeah, the way I see it is Amazon controls the world. They could build their own thing. I mean, I don't know. They already have Amazon Prime. So unless if there's some more strategic, smarter plan here, and if the rumors are true, then there obviously is. We just don't know. I can't see the interest in the actual brick and mortar side of this. I don't know. Maybe AMC has something going on a digital side that we don't know about. And again, it's just one of those things we won't know until Papa Jeff Bezos says so.
Yeah, well, he's going to be out this year. Sometime in October, he steps down, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So
he's still the puppet master.
He's still the puppet master. What's the rule? He who has the billions is in control.
Absolutely. So let's see. Damn, got all these comments today. This is nice. We really appreciate this, guys. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please subscribe. According to our analytics, there's like 64% of y'all who watch these videos daily and you're not subscribed.
Hey, James, pull up McDonald's. Pull up McDonald's ticker. Let's take a look at that one. I bring this up because I think as people start getting out again, I can't remember the last time I personally been to McDonald's. It's not my place. But I think there's a whole couple generations there that actively go to McDonald's, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, the Taco Bell world. And the stimulus money comes out. This may be a large cap play.
Yeah. McDonald's has actually, let me put up on the daily chart. McDonald's has really just been an overall solid long-term play here. You can see this daily chart, and we are going back years here. But again, when you look at this thing, it pretty much follows the S&P 500. So that is one nice thing about this McDonald's stock. And I do agree with you, Todd, on that, about the stimulus checks and playing a role into this. So that may be something worth keeping our eyes on as well. So let's take a look at, I've seen this question come up. This is ticker SNMP. All of y'all know that I went long in this like a few weeks back. I got stopped out with profit, and then I made an entry again at 135 the second time, and then got stopped out for a loss at 1 and pretty much zeroed my overall profit out. So when looking at this, let's just look at the daily chart. So this is why, let me take some of these lines down. So this is why right here, I'm looking at 135. I just drew that yellow trend line right there. I need to see it break above 135 again to be bullish on it, and before I make another entry. And once we do that, I mean, this thing does have potential to make a pretty decent run, but I cannot go long in this until we break above 135 again. That's that critical range that it needs to maintain for me to go bullish. Now, one of the reasons why this thing had pulled back was last week we had that macro event with the Saudi government, with them adjusting their oil forecast. So their oil and gas forecast. And that played a significant role in this thing pulling back here. But SNMP is one to watch in the future, in my opinion. And again, I need to see this thing get back above 135 before making an entry. Once it does that, shoot, I'll be all over it again. So, Todd, that's all I have to say today. Do you have anything?
No, just be careful trading out there, people. It's don't. The break of the 32 of the Dow was nice, but we want to make sure this isn't a fake out. So be smart, be safe with your trades.
Yes, definitely. And for anyone else, if you watch this video later or whenever you have time later, come back to the YouTube channel, drop your tickers in the comment section. We'll take a look at them pre-market the next morning. And if we see any news that's significant on it, we will put them in the show and report on it. So we appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you hit that like button, and we will see y'all tomorrow in the next one.
Take care.